name is Liza, and today I want to get into the hips and the heart. So I feel like the hips and the heart are a great way to not only ground down into the present moment, but also allow yourself to open up to a little bit of gratitude, love. This sequence is meant for you to not look too forward into the future and also not consistently be repeating the past within your own head. It's meant for you to stay grounded, stay present, and have an open, full heart, sending out love, receiving love as well. So with that, let's dive on into our opening meditation. Let's ground down through the sit bones, rise to the crown of the head, come to close the eyes, tune on into the breath, tune on into the body, nice and tall spine, the chin is gently tucked. The hands can be placed down onto the knees for grounding. And take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Taking a moment to just recognize how you're feeling at the present moment. Feeling the breath travel down to the pelvic floor, to the hips. And on an exhale, feel it traveling back up to the heart and to the crown of the head. Inhaling. And exhaling. And in this beautiful state of awareness, connecting to the mind, body, and breath, begin to set an intention for yourself based on the idea of giving and receiving love, based on the idea of maybe staying present. Recognizing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. As I say in every class, you're exactly where you are meant to be. You are enough, and you are worthy of all blessings within your life. Taking a moment to recognize the blessing of this present moment and that you are love. Breathing in and sighing it out. And when you're absolutely ready, go ahead and slowly and gently float the eyes open. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and come onto the hands and knees like we normally do. So in most of my classes, I always have a basic warm-up that I do for everything, just to create some consistency and to check in with yourself so you can have some growth. I always place a blanket on the mat, but again, as I say, you don't have to have a blanket, you don't have to have the blocks. You can do this without. I'll show you the positions if you don't have the blocks in front of you. But place the blocks in front of you, maybe Harry Potter books, and then a blanket or a towel on the yoga mat. Curl the toes under, ground down through every fingertip like a cat kneading into the mat. Take a nice big deep inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, soften the belly, roll the gaze forward and up. Exhale, tops of feet come to the floor. Roll through the vertebrae, press into the fingertips, round through the upper back, chin comes towards the chest. Taking a nice big deep inhale, sending the belly on down, rolling the gaze forward and up. And on an exhale, tops of feet come to the floor. Roll through the vertebrae, chin comes towards the chest. And just continue this movement at your own pace with your own quality of breath. Moving in any way that comes to you. I really want you to move from a place of truth. So if that means scooping the heart through the window of the hands, then you can go ahead and play around with that. Maybe it's sending the heart over the right wrist or over the left, and just explore the movements within your cat-cow structure to really tune on into how you feel at the present moment and be honest with the body. Be honest with movement and breath. Inhaling to start the movement and exhaling to finish up whatever movement comes to you. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Last big deep breath in and sigh it out. And when you're absolutely ready, go ahead, see if you can come back to a nice neutral tabletop position, resetting the spine. Knees are underneath the hips, shoulders are over the wrists. Again, continue to ground down through the fingertips and reach the right heel behind you. Then begin to bend the right knee and trace circles to the outside. And just make sure that you're keeping, and I'm shaking a little bit as I do this because it's getting right into the glute muscles, that you're keeping the hips nice and square. And just continue to breathe, opening up. When you're absolutely ready, go ahead, reach the right heel all the way back behind you, ground down through the right fingertips, send the left hand on forward. Take a nice big deep inhale, and on an exhale, go ahead, draw the knee in towards the elbow, elbow towards in the knee. Inhale to reach, and exhale to draw the energy on in. Last time, inhale to reach. And on exhale, draw the energy all the way on in. Slowly reach through the fingertips and the heel. See if you can bend the right knee and then take a hold of the top of the right foot. Then press the top of the right foot into the hand, hand to the foot, reach the toes on up. If this is not accessible, just stay here. Eventually, maybe bending the right knee and then maybe just reaching. And when you're absolutely ready, take a nice big deep breath in and sigh it out. And go ahead, slowly release the left hand on down. Sweep the right foot all the way over to the right side. Go ahead, walk the fingertips as far forward as possible, bowing on down onto the yoga mat. Really relishing in this stretch. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. And slowly walking the hands all the way back, sending the right knee back underneath the hip. Go ahead, let's take this into the opposite side. So go ahead, reach the left heel and back, lift the left foot off of the yoga mat. Then begin to trace circles with the left knee. Try to keep the hips as square as possible, even if that means sacrificing the height of the knee. Breathing on in. And exhale. All right, 2 more breaths. And my left glute muscle is immediately talking to me. We're warming up the hips. Last big deep breath in. Sighing it out. When you are ready, reach the left heel all the way on back. Ground down through the left fingertips. Send the right hand on forward. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, draw the elbow towards the knee, knee towards the elbow. Inhale, go ahead, reach. And on an exhale, draw the energy on in. Inhale to reach. Ooh, hello block. Exhale, draw the energy all the way on in. And when you're ready, reach. Go ahead, bend that left knee. See if you could take a hold of the top of the left foot or hold, just reaching the hand forward and the foot back. Inhale, press the top of the hand and the foot into the hand. Breathing on in. And on an exhale, go ahead slowly. Release the right hand on down. Sweep the left foot all the way over to the left side, planting all 4 corners of the foot onto the yoga mat. Walking the fingertips as far forward as possible. Bowing on down. Forehead comes to the yoga mat. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Whew. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead, slowly walk the hands back underneath the shoulders and then send that left knee back underneath the hip. Ground down through the fingertips. Curl the toes under, press into the hands and feet. Lift the hips up nice and high. Come into your first downward facing dog and begin to pedal out the legs, bending through one leg, reaching through opposite heel. Round the shoulders towards the rib cage. Draw the navel on in. Sway the head yes, for letting all good things in. Sway the head no, for no judgment, no criticism. And when you're absolutely ready, let's go ahead, slowly inhale the right heel up towards the ceiling, opening up in the hip, and then send the right foot on down. Inhale, sweep the left foot all the way on up, sending it over to the side. I don't want to kick my plant. And then go ahead, bring it on down. And then last time, inhale, reaching the right heel on up, tracing the toes out to the side, bring them on down. Inhale, left heel on up. tracing them out to the side. Woo, and then bringing them on down. Begin to slowly walk the feet towards the hands, coming into forward fold at the front of your yoga mat. Sway from side to side. Sway the head yes. Sway the head no. See if you can take a hold of opposite wrists, forearms, or elbows. Connect the belly to the tops of the legs by really bending on into the knees. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. And when you are ready, release the hands on down towards the mat. Ground down through the feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to slowly rise all the way on up to your Tadasana, mountain pose. See if you can slowly bring the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down, and come to the front of your yoga mat just for one round of Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. So bring the big toes together, heels are slightly apart, or you can just bring the feet hips distance apart. Send the hands to the heart. Lift all 10 toes off the mat, spread the toes nice and wide. Place them down, pinky to big toe. Lift through the arches of the feet, hug muscle to bone, draw the navel on in, rise to the crown of the head, stay tall, stay grounded in the present moment. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. And when you are absolutely ready, go ahead, inhale, sweep the fingertips forward, up, sending the hips forward, coming into gentle baby back bend. And on an exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. On an inhale, come into Ardha Uttanasana, sliding the hands up towards the knees, or maybe even coming onto fingertips if you have that in your practice. And on an exhale, go ahead, release. Gently step the left foot on back, bring the left knee down to the yoga mat. Inhale to sweep the fingertips forward and up, sending the hips forward and down. And on an exhale, go ahead, send the hands to frame the right foot. Ground down through the left fingertips and sweep the right hand all the way on up. And if it's possible, maybe lift the left knee off of the yoga mat. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And on an exhale, go ahead, sweep the right hand on down to meet the right foot. Step the right foot to meet the left in plank pose. Taking a nice big deep breath in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Stay present. Last big deep inhale here. And on an exhale, go ahead, release the knees on down. Draw the navel on in. Bend the elbows slowly, keeping the pelvis nice and high. Slowly, I may need to move my block out of the way. Slowly lower the heart in between the hands. And let's move these blocks. So you can see, this is actually really good. You can see that my pelvis is still lifted and my heart and my knees are what's keeping me up. And when you're absolutely ready, the tops of the feet come to the floor. The pelvis comes to the floor. Rise through head, neck, and chest. For cobra, you can keep it low in baby cobra. When you're ready, curl toes under, press up and back. Downward facing dog. Ooh, this is nice. Let's take it into the opposite side. Inhale the left heel all the way up towards the ceiling. Bend the left knee, step the left foot in between the hands. Release the right knee on down. Now, if that left foot has trouble coming forward, take a hold of the back leg, help it forward. And then inhale to sweep the fingertips forward, up. Beautiful. Send the hips forward and down. Maybe the right toes are curled under. And go ahead, release the hands on down to frame the left foot. Ground down through the right fingertips. Sweep the left hand on up nice and high, or maybe lift the right knee up off the yoga mat. Gazing forward or down if the neck hurts. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And on an exhale, go ahead, release the left hand on down to frame the left foot. Step the right foot to meet the left in forward fold. And on an inhale, rise. Reverse swan dive. Wrists in alignment with the shoulders. Into a baby back bend. Hands come through prayer. And release. Whew. All right, we are nice and warmed up. Go ahead, send the hands to prayer, connecting the thumbs to the heart. And just bend on into the knees, keeping the pubic bone up towards the navel, sending the tailbone on down. Now the feet can be together, or they can be slightly hips distance apart, depending on where your center of gravity is, what feels good for the lower body. And then reach the fingertips forward and then up towards the ceiling. As you sit back, grounding down into the heels, into your imaginary chair for Utkatasana, chair pose. Taking a nice big deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath in. Exhale. Bring the hands to prayer. See if you can hook the left elbow to the outside of the right leg, or you can just take a gentle twist. Make sure the knees are in alignment with one another. Press the right hand into the left, gazing on up. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. And when you are ready, go ahead, bring the hands back to center. You can always straighten the legs to back out. We're going to take this into the opposite side, getting into the lower body as well as the heart space, hooking the right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Now I'm going to press gently into my left hand as I use my core to work the heart towards the thumbs, thumbs towards the heart. Taking a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Last big deep breath in and exhale. And go ahead, release the hands. Ooh, forward fold. Pedal out the legs, breathe. When you are ready, walk the hands towards the back of the yoga mat, bend the knees. Come to sit all the way on down. Plot twist. Let's go ahead, come on to relax onto the back. Walk the feet towards the fingertips. Press into the feet. Lift the hips up nice and high. Interlace the fingers underneath the lower back, melting the shoulders away from the ears. Taking a nice big deep breath in and exhale. Keep sending the hips up nice and high. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, if this is too much for the lower back, you can always take breaks, releasing the hips on down. You don't even have to have the interlace. You can just leave the hands to either side of the mat. So it's really about what feels good for you today. The key to yoga is we're not forcing, we're just feeling. We may be able to explore our edges, but in a super safe way where we know that this is my edge and this is where I need to stay. So just hold 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Last big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead, release, rolling the lower back on down to the mat. Now draw the knees in towards the chest. Send the soles of the feet nice and high. Come into your happy baby. Ooh. Stretching out the back, stretching out the glute muscles because you know they were working really hard. Just taking a moment of gratitude, just being here, saying thank you, body. Thank you, mind. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Just being open, a vessel of love. Last big deep inhale and exhale. Bring the knees back together and begin to slowly rock and roll on up to your comfortable seated position. Now, if you cannot rock and roll on up because maybe there's some tensity in your back, or just not physically able to do it today, you can roll on to the side and press on up. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll on up. Bring the hands, as I check to see my pigtails are still there, bring the hands to frame the sit bones, lift the sit bones on up, and then come back into forward fold. Bring the fingertips in alignment with the toes. Gently step the left foot on back. Bring the left knee down to the yoga mat. Interlace the fingers. Sweep the fingertips up and back in a crescent lunge, melting the shoulders away from the ears. So notice how my right knee is making almost like this diagonal line to my left knee. And that's because I'm sending the hips forward and down. I'm really walking the left foot as far back as possible. Maybe I'm even bringing the top of the left foot onto the yoga mat. Maybe you can interlace the fingers, cradle the back of the head, opening up in the heart space. Just hold with me. I know it's challenging for 2 more breaths. Engage the glute muscles. Inhale and exhale. Last big deep breath in and exhale. And when you are ready, go ahead, release the hands to the inside of that right foot. Make sure the right knee is over the ankle. Go ahead, curl the left toes under. Send the left hip underneath the knee. Then sweep the right heel all the way on back. Send the left hand to center, and if it's accessible, see if you can stack the right hip on top of the left knee. And you may fall, and that's okay. Don't get frustrated. Maybe you can take a hold of the top of the right foot to get a nice stretch in the quad. Keeping that left shoulder over the wrist, maybe gazing on up to get into the heart space. Ooh, inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths, breathing on in and exhale. Last big deep breath in. And on an exhale, gently step the right foot, or I should say, bring the right hand down first, then step the right foot to the outside of the pinky toe. Take a hold of your blocks, have them frame the hips. If you don't have the blocks, that's okay. You can just bring the hands on down to frame the right foot or between the right foot and the hips. And then go ahead, begin to rock back and forward. So, depends on how you feel. You may want to bring the right foot in front of the right hip. But for today, I'm going to play around with the angle of it. It's a little bit out on an angle. And when you're absolutely ready, maybe you can bring one block or one hand to the inside of the right foot or right leg. Come onto the heel of the right foot, swiggle, slide, or maybe even place the right foot on forward. So that left hip is stacked over the knee. Now I'm going to walk the fingertips or the block as far forward as possible and bow on down into a nice little wide runner's lunge. Inhale and exhale. Keep sending the right hip back as the left hip moves forward, surrendering into this posture. Last 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. When you're absolutely ready, go ahead, walk the blocks back towards the pelvis and then come to rise on up. Bring the hands to frame the right leg. Make sure the right foot is on or directly in alignment with the hip, and then slide the right foot underneath the knee. Send the right hand to the lower back. Inhale the left arm up and back. Exhale, bend on into the left elbow. Bring the hands to prayer. Work the thumbs towards the heart, heart towards the thumbs. Curl the left toes under, lift the left knee off the yoga mat if it's accessible. If not, leave it on down onto that yoga mat. When you're ready, slowly lift the knee back on up. Hold that balance. Again, engage the glute muscles. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other like there's magnets in between the thighs being drawn in towards one another. And you're sending that energy up through the navel, through the crown of the head. Take a nice big deep breath in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, release the hands on down. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other, ground down through the feet, sweep the fingertips on up. Ooh, coming into your lunge. So I'm gonna bend into my right knee, making sure the right knee is over the ankle. I'm gonna come onto the ball of the left foot, so the heel is in alignment with the ball of the foot. And then I'm gonna go ahead, take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale, open up into warrior 2, pivoting the left foot down onto the yoga mat, bending on into the right knee, adjusting so that I can have the right knee tracing the pinky toe. I can draw the navel on in. I could really bend on into the right knee, sending the hips on down, sending the tailbone down towards the earth, and then incorporating the arms. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. When you're absolutely ready, go ahead, slowly reach the right fingertips forward. Reverse a triangle. Send the right hand on back as you straighten the right leg and sweep the left hand maybe to the hip, maybe all the way down the left leg. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And exhale, slowly coming into a regular triangle posture. Sending the right hand to the block, reaching the left hand as high as possible. And you can always come a little bit lower. You can always bring the block onto the lowest position, or maybe you don't even need a block. If you don't have a block, you don't need a block necessarily. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale, slam that left hand on down. Go ahead, let's come into wide-legged forward fold. So I'm up onto the right heel of the foot. I'm just moving the block out of the way so you can see. And then go ahead, slowly turn on the right heel of the foot and then see if you can place the right foot on down. I'm gonna make sure the toes are in alignment with each other. So I'm gonna adjust and then I'm gonna send the heart on down, chin towards the chest, and just release. I'm gonna take a hold of ankles, surrendering to the present moment, remembering that you're a vessel for love, and that everything else are ebbs and flows. They're like waves to life. We're just gonna ride the waves. Inhale and exhale. When you are ready, send the right hand to center. Sweep the left hand on up. And again, you can use your block, bringing the right hand to center and sweeping the left hand on up. Maybe you don't need it. And then go ahead, send that left hand to center, sweeping the hand all the way on up. Maybe you don't need the block. And go ahead, release the hands on down. Move the block back to the front of the mat, and we're gonna transition back to the front. Turn onto the heel of the right foot. Bring the hands to frame the right foot. Then come onto the ball of the left foot, planting the right foot back down onto the yoga mat. Go ahead, you can use your blocks, or maybe you don't need your blocks, to see if you can ground down through the right foot and come into supported warrior 3, using the left foot like a springboard. From there, use your core to slowly rise all the way on up. Ooh, hug the left knee in towards the chest. Let's try to do this in one swoop. Now you can come off the mat for the hardwood floor. You can use the wall if that feels good. And then go ahead, take the left foot into the hands and the right hand to center. Now the key to this, and it's a good theme for right now, if you're about to fall off balance, let go. That's all you have to do. It's like the easiest concept, but the hardest thing to execute. And then see from here if you could take a hold of the inner left foot and then press the top of the foot into the hand, hand to the foot, reach the toes all the way on up, come into Natarandjasana. Ooh, let go. It's a good lesson. And then let me try again. And I'm just gonna take it slow. It's about feeling the earth underneath my feet. It's about taking in the present moment. And from there, go ahead, release. Inhale, sweep the hands up and back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, bring the fingertips in alignment with the toes. Step or hop on back. Taking a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhaling into cobra, maybe even high cobra, upward dog. Exhale, curl toes under, press up and back, downward facing dog. Let's finish the sequence on the opposite side, the left side. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath in. And exhale. Gaze between the hands, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the yoga mat. Sit back into your imaginary chair, draw the navel line in, scoop the fingertips forward and up, chair pose. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale. Last breath in Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale. Swim the hands all the way on down. Step the right foot on back, far back, way back. Bring the right knee on forward. I'm gonna walk my left foot a little bit forward to widen my stance. Curl the right toes under, the knees over the ankle. Interlace the fingers up and back. Send the hips forward and down. Perfect. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale. Maybe interlacing the fingers behind the head. Cradle the back of the head. Let all good things come to you. Be nice and open. Inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath in. And exhale. Slim the hands on down to the inside of the left foot. Curl the right toes under. Reach and sweep the left foot behind you. Send the right hand to center. Stack the left hip over the knee. Take a hold of the top of the foot, the ankle, and then draw the left foot towards the glute muscle. Oof. Taking a nice big deep breath in. Sighing it out. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead, swing the left foot, or I should say send the left hand on down. Then see if you can step the left foot to the outside of the hand. Sending the hips forward and back. See how I'm doing without the blocks. Just grounding down through the fingertips. But you can always, if you have them, use your blocks. And just send the hips forward and back. Getting rooted on down. Feel the earth underneath you. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. Then surrender to the present moment, sending the hip over the knee. Come up onto the left heel of the foot, slide, wiggle it on forward. Inhale to rise through head, neck, and chest. And exhale to fold. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. And just hold for 2 more breaths. And slowly come to rise all the way on up. Go ahead, slide the ankle underneath the knee. Make sure the knee is in alignment with the hip. Right hip is over the knee, left knee is over the ankle. Send the left hand to the lower back. Inhale to sweep the right hand up and back, coming into gentle baby back bend. Exhale, go ahead. See if you can bring the elbow to the outside of the leg, bring the hands to prayer. Work the thumbs to the heart, heart towards the thumbs. Curl the right toes under, lift the right knee off the yoga mat. Taking a nice big deep inhale. Ooh, and it's okay to fall. I'm actually always happy when I fall, specifically when I'm teaching, because it shows like all you have to do is take the modification, you can get back up. My left side's a little bit more unstable than my right today, and that is okay. And maybe again, feel not force. Maybe I can explore my edge gently. Yeah. Two more breaths. And when you are ready, sweep the hands on down to the floor, to the blocks. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Square the hips to the front of the mat. Sweep the hands all the way on up. Bending on into the left knee. Squaring the hips. Ooh, making sure the left knee is over the ankle. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. And open on up into warrior 2. Ooh. Okay, trace the left knee towards the pinky toe, melt the shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead, reach the left fingertips forward, flip the left hand, bring it up and back into reverse triangle, sweeping the right hand on down. And on an exhale, coming on into regular triangle, sending the right hand on up, taking a nice big deep inhale, and exhale. Maybe lowering the block, if you're playing with a block, until eventually maybe you won't need one. I'm gonna still play with one because I'm a stickler. Just keeping that alignment as much as I can. Inhale. And on an exhale, go ahead, slowly sweep the right hand on down. I'm moving my block out of the way. I'm coming up onto the left heel of the foot and walking the hands over to the right side, coming into forward fold, melting on in, bowing on down. Last big deep breath in. Exhale. Bring the hands to the hips, come to rise all the way on up. Interlace the fingers behind you, melt the shoulders away from the ears. Send the hips forward, open up in the heart space. And on an exhale, go ahead, send the heart on down. Bring the hands up and over, chin comes towards the chest, getting into the shoulders. And just breathe. Last big deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead. Ooh, release the hands on down. Walk the hands all the way over to the left foot. Come on to the heel of the left foot, and then see if you can hop onto the ball of the right foot. Bend on into the left knee. Use your core to draw. And again, my left leg is a little bit more unstable than my right. So that's normal. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Step 1. Step 2, see if you could take a hold of the top of the foot and draw the knee in with the leg, sending the left hand to the heart. Step 3, taking a hold of the inside of the right foot. And then last step, send the toes up. It's all about the toes. Send the toes up nice and high into your Natharanjasana. I'm going to send my thumb to my forehead. Remembering with shifts, change, and flows are new beginnings. And whenever you feel off balance, you can let go. Start again. Inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead. Oof. Release. I just want to take that coming down with a little bit more control. Inhale to sweep the fingertips forward, up and back. And on an exhale, swan dive the hands all the way on down. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, step on back into plank posture, moving the blocks out of the way. And then I'm going to go ahead and lower all the way down onto my belly. I'm going to take a hold of the tops of the feet, the ankles, or maybe even the pants. Now, if this is not accessible, you can come onto the side. You can go ahead, take a hold of the top of the right foot. We're going to do 2 rounds, so I'll do one side and then the other. But for now, if this is accessible, you can do this. Press the top of the feet into the hands, hands to the feet. See if you can rise through head, neck, and chest. You may just want to stay here. This might be enough for you today. Then maybe over time, you can bring the tops of the feet on up into bow pose. Ooh, send the toes together. Just breathe. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. And release. One hand comes on top of the other. Just take a moment to thank your body. Stay here, stay grounded. All right, last round. You can come on to the side to take a hold of the side of the foot, or again, bring it here, back into your bow stance. Press the tops of the feet into the hands, hands to the feet. Rise through head, neck, and chest, and then slowly send the toes on up. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. Last big deep breath in. Exhale, release. Go ahead. Bring the hands to frame the heart. Curl the toes under. Come into a well-deserved child's pose. Thank you for getting to the heart with me. I'm going to ask you, what are you grateful for? And is it just having a yoga practice or having a computer that you can do a yoga practice on? That's a big one. Is it just waking up this morning and being here? Is it the moment to stay present? Or a moment to stay present? Just bring that into the heart, whatever you are grateful for, knowing that you are enough. You are worthy of all blessings, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. All right, let's go ahead and come back. Ooh, let's cool this on down, just getting into the hips. So sweep the legs in front. Let's take a forward fold posture. So a lot of my friends who are teachers love to do this with the blanket underneath. This is also its own yoga stance, but we're not getting into that today. We could another video. So I'm going to go ahead, and this helps me tilt my pelvis forward. I'm going to bend down into the knees, and it just kind of helps me coax the body forward. Chin comes towards the chest. So notice I have my knees bent. That's so I can protect my lower back and my hamstring. Sometimes with a flat back, we have the tendency to almost try to take a hold of our feet and really reach and wrench forward. I don't want that. I just kind of want you to soften into the posture wherever you are, even if it means you're here. I don't have the world's most perfect forward fold. You don't have to either. And just let go. Sway the head no, and yes, let go of the jaw. Just breathe and notice as you relax and exhale, you may go a little bit deeper. Slowly come to rise on up. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way for now. And then I'm going to go ahead, let's make this neat. And then I'm going to go ahead and slowly bend the knees, roll all the way down onto my back. I'm going to hug my right knee in towards the chest. Send the side of the right foot onto the left knee, and then slowly draw the left knee in towards the chest as I open up in my right hip. I'm going to take a hold of behind that left knee and then draw the heel as much as possible up towards the ceiling. And if my legs are shaking, that's okay. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in and sighing it out. Last breath. I'm going to release my left foot on down. And then I'm going to send my right foot over to the left side, keeping the shape of the legs, cactusing out the right arm, maybe even sending the right knee on down. But if not, that's okay. You can just stay here. Let the practice go. And when you're ready, go ahead, slowly come on to the left foot. Send the right heel up towards the ceiling. Go ahead, see if you can place the hands onto the right knee. Send the toes up towards the ceiling as you walk the hands up the leg. Inhale. Exhale, release the right foot on down. Let's take this into the opposite side. Setting the side of the left foot onto the right knee. Drawing the right knee in towards the chest. And then interlacing fingers underneath the right knee, opening up in the left hip. Inhale. And exhale. Releasing all tension from the hips. Maybe stretching the right heel up towards the ceiling. Last big deep breath in. And go ahead, release the right foot on down. Keep the shape of the legs and then send the left foot over to the right side, opening on up. Inhale. And exhale. I'm getting a little bit of a yoga high, if you couldn't tell. It's the best kind of high sometimes. Breathing on in. And exhale. And slowly send the legs back to center, replanting the right foot onto the yoga mat, sending the left heel up nice and high, walking the hands towards the ankle. And go ahead, release the left foot on down. Scooch the hips over to the left, allow the knees to fall on over to the right, opening up in the heart space. And then slowly bring the knees back to center. Scooch the hips on over to the right and allow the knees to fall on over to the left. And when you are absolutely ready, draw the knees back to center. Let's come on into our Shavasana. We're actually going to end class here. You can bring the right hand to the belly, the left hand onto the heart. I thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you for honoring your body and taking the time for yourself to reconnect to what you are grateful for, to ground down through that. Because if we can ground down through a place of gratitude and allow obstacles to be turned into opportunities to grow as people, as individuals, we can therefore spread that to everyone else around us, to all our loved ones, to our friends, to our community. Really let go. And just be here in the present moment. Take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. You are safe, you are protected, and you are a vessel for love. You can continue into Shavasana, breathing, or you can begin to make your way on out, slowly coming up to a seated position, or you can stay in Shavasana as I close this out. Again, thank you for practicing with me. I so appreciate your presence. Let's bring the hands to prayer. Remember to always love. Remember to always thrive. Remember to always practice staying here, grounded in gratitude. May there always be peace within your thoughts, within your words, and within your heart. Om Shanti Shanti, peace. Bowing down to that divine light that is within each and every single one of us. Namaste. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.